What is going on, everyone? The Vinyl Crow is here again, and I'm going to show you some more Parton pickups from late 2021 all the way to now. This is pretty much the entire stuff I've got now until someone either stocks someone stocks the original albums from the US that you can only get in the US, or Dolly Analog Productions MoFi does for releases of these straight from the analog master tapes. Because if it wasn't for that, I'd had more collections. I'd have to split it in a couple more parts. So this is pretty much what I got, and it's just been at a standstill. It was pretty much her new album, and that was it. Which you can see the unboxing of in the link in the description. There's an unboxing of Run Rose Run Out, the album, and I do show the book. I bought that as well on the same day. So let's get into it, and I'll quickly start off with the CDs because they're going to be the easiest and quickest to do. So the first one here is a score. Got this at a Salvation Army. They had some CDs in there. They had Sky is Blue. I love this album. I love her bluegrass stuff, her early 2000s stuff. I love that. I love it. I listen to that the most. It's just really good albums all the way through, and they need to be on vinyl. Though I do see the Forgotten Country as a bootleg of that. Is a cool bootleg I saw once, which would be cool to get my hands on. But this is the Australian copy. So this is in a slide-on sort of thing, cardboard, and you've got the front and back. It's made by Shock. It's made some CDs, and this is the actual CD. The back's the same, and it does have a little bit of wear. Same with the cover on the back. It's a little bit of wear on it. That's why it was cheap. Open it. There's your CD. And the CD is, I don't know if you can see it. I took a gamble on it, and I just went, screw it. If it plays for a few dollars, I'll see if it plays or not, because the prices for these CDs are going up as well. You got the booklet here, which, if you know the booklet, I'll show you this page. You know, the booklet, it's not bad. And the front's pretty good shape, the front cover. Usually they can be beat. But I'll definitely replace this unless I find another good CD. But I have it. It was like $5. I got this along with a couple the 87 Beatles CDs. There was Abbey Road and Magical Mystery Tour, which I'll show you right here. These are along with it in the same box. So those are the original CD releases, which I recommend getting, mainly for their maybe Sergeant Pepper and up. So the next one I got here. So this is the cheap brand new one, Central Dolly Parton. This is what they should have made a vinyl release of. This is the one I was referring to. Because look at the track listing. That is great. I love it. And it's in chronological order. It's got so many variety of songs. And it's even got the cover of Shine there. Great cover art. This uses the same as the other one. But it's fantastic. I love this CD. I want to get my favorite, though, is the 4 CD box set, which I will get my hands on, because I love that. But this is perfect, and it's $10, brand new. You can get it easily. I love it. This is what they should have done. There's some questionable things they do on vinyl, I think. Especially because all the other Sony Essential stuff is on vinyl, like the Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan. And the next was in the clearance bin for $1. It was Dolly's Better Day. This does have a vinyl release, but if you see on Discogs, it goes for over $200. And it's in this, it's sort of this color, this, it was a butterscotch, I think it was called. And it'd save the hype sticker. This is actually a US copy. Great album. Great cover art. And this, I won't show you too much of this, but that. You've seen the Essential one before. Yeah, so CDs, it was a good little steal, especially this one. I was hoping they had the other one, but apparently not. Now it's on to vinyl. So the first one up is, I got this back last year, and what happened was, alright, so I got it here. So this is the first one I got. Now, as you see, I bought two. So the story with this is, I bought this one. The cover is from the first one. So I bought an original, really good condition copy from Discogs. It arrives a month later. And the disc, yeah, and the disc is warped. You see that? Yeah, you can't play that at all. I tried at work where I was working at the time. I was trying to use a heat gun on it, and it just wouldn't work at all. So this pressing is pretty much, you can't play it unless there's a miracle that you can flatten this. But I want to see if you can flatten this because it's really badly warped. So that was with this cover. I was with this cover. So fast forward, I bought another copy, which was from China of all places. So I took a gamble because I don't know if it was a knockoff or a bootleg, but I had PayPal behind me so I can kick his ass with PayPal if he screws me. And then this turns up. It covers in amazing shape. It has this ugly Best Buy series on it. But all it is a remake of the original, because you can see it's all stamped on there. Yeah, it's just a sticker that they put on. But everything else is the same. Some of the photos look better printed. Some of them don't. But the disc, which I put in this one, and I'll explain why. This is from the other one, the Dynaflex thing, but the disc here, if you see this disc, it is just, it doesn't look like it's played. There's almost no wear there at all. But the model on here matches the original. So if I put this back, I can't find anything on Discogs about this. So the ones that have this on it have a completely different label to this. And don't cry about how I hold this. It's not that important because this is pretty much useless. So this is the original, yeah? Now, this is the other one. Other than the orange being a little different, which looks like it's the same the way they made it. I don't know what happened, but it looks, everything matches. They match. So I just went, screw it. I'll keep both copies. The other seller let me keep the copies after I got a refund. So what I did was use the original's cover because it doesn't have this big ugly thing on it and it doesn't have the stickers on it. Even though the cover looks pretty good on this, it's almost new. I find this one just looks a lot more sharper. Everything on it. Even this. Especially when you compare them. I find when you compare them here, if I can do this. I'll try, here we go. So I don't want to wreck the cover. Alright, so you can compare them. This is the original, this one here is the repress. I don't know, just to me this one looks a lot better. The text is a little clearer on the reissue, but it's not that bad on there either. And you got the picture of Dolly, which I just think looks a little better on the original. Each his own, but yeah, so maybe it's a Frankenstein. I don't know if it's an unknown pressing, but even the stampers for this match the stampers of the original, the other one I got, so I just went, screw it. I'm going to keep this other copy, because I can keep the other copy anyway. He just said keep it because it was from America, so it just went. So I'll keep this. If Dolly comes to Australia or I go meet her, I'm gonna get her to autograph that. And then my plain copy, I kept the Dynaflex paper, and it's just basically paper, and then I have of course a protective inside to protect this one because this one is mint. And I just put it in this cover. And that's, put it in this clear, and there we go. There's my fully playable original copy. Because I just think they used original pressings and then made a different cover, put the stamp on it, put the sticker, and there we go. Because they used the newer RCA label that they were using in the late 70s. It was black with his master's voice dog up to the gramophone. They started using that again. And there was silver text. It's completely different label to what they use on this, the orange with white text. So, yeah, so I own 2 copies of Tennessee Mountain Home, which is an amazing concept album that I just love it. It's so solid. When people pick albums, they say Jolene or Here You Come Again. I pick this one. It's a solid album. I love it. Analog Productions, if they did a reissue of this, man, it'd be amazing on MoFi. I just love those audio files straight from the tapes. So that is that. So that's my little journey with that. Next I got here is Bargain Store. This is an Australian copy. I found this at a collector who was just selling stuff the day after one of the lockdowns ended in here in Melbourne. And I saw a whole pile they got a few Dolly stuff, and this is one of them. The cover's a little different on the back for ours. It was made by RCA, but it was distributed by this label called Summit. So they did distributing. I'm not sure about this album. I'm not sure what I feel about it. It's got a few good songs, but the few good songs are on another compilation, so I don't know. I might get rid of it, might not. This looks like. So it has the Rockway on here. But it's in really good shape. I'm not sure. I'll have to maybe give it another listen or two. So I have a couple other albums I'll show you. I need to give them another listen or two. So these next couple were at the same sale. So this is New Harvest First Gathering. Australian. Pressing. Mainly has a Light of a Clear Blue Morning. Applejack. This one's not bad. It's got higher and higher. I think this one's a decent album. Oh, it's so cheap, I'll hold on to this one. I think this is what our labels look like. The used. I don't really care for the only song I don't care is the My Love, My Girl, or the My Love cover. But she's done this, it's like, I don't know. That's why I got rid of Great Pretender, because it was just a lazy covers album. Still my thing. Heartbreaker, this is a good solid album. This came out after Here You Come Again. I had Here You Come Again, if you saw in an old pickups video I made last year, but I sold it because I just wasn't feeling the album. But I did, if you saw, I did do a vinyl rip of the original version of Two Doors Down, which has never seen a digital release. One CD release on an Australian compilation, that was it. So I had it, that's gone. But I have this, which I think is a really solid album. That's a gatefold. This is just, I like this one all the way through. At first I was like, I don't know. But screw it. I thought I'd buy it for $5 a piece. And it's a great album. And the 12-inch single's really good. I have that as well. The blue, the color of the dress. 12-inch single's fantastic. There's another good album. 9 to 5 and Odd Jobs. Of course, it has the big single on it. But it's also got other good songs on it. It's got Deportee, Sing for the Common Man, Dark as a Dragon, Poor Folkstown. There is a couple covers in here. You got Detroit City and House of the Rising Sun, which I think could have been done better. I think it was a bit of a mediocre cover. It's not bad that it brings it down, but I just think it wasn't a good cover for me. As you can see, it's being priced down a lot at Maya. I don't think it was a big sale because she didn't chart much in Australia at all. Got the lyrics and the her is Dolly. Of course, this looks like it was barely played. They sound great. It was a tiny bit dusty, but after all, just with the vinyl brush, it plays fantastic. Found this at a record store. It was a $10 purchase, but this thing was just look at it, barely played. Australian copy of Dolly, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt. Oh, the tripod. This is a fantastic album. I didn't think it was gonna be that. I was like, oh, I wasn't sure about it, but I put it on, went on Spotify, and fantastic. The lyrics in it's a clean Warner Brothers pressing, just barely played. It sucks it wasn't enjoyed. It's either was enjoyed, but the person took care of it, or no one just played it at all. But whatever, I get to enjoy it now. Warner Brothers. Because it sounds beautiful. I'm not sure if when they released this on vinyl, if they... Because the CD, I remember, has... If you check on CDs, they say A, D, D, or D, D, A. There's different... But I remember it had analog, mixed and mastered, and then... But I'm hoping that this is not digital. If it is, I don't know what they did. It sounds amazing. Got White Limousine, which is the last album of hers on vinyl that was made in Australia. Of course, they have her Christmas album after that, but that was made in the Netherlands. But this one is the last one made in Australia. And it's not easy to find. The place I got those other albums at, they had a copy of this for $10. It was a little dirty, but this one I got for $10 off of eBay. No one bid on it. And this is clean. And it's got, I'm guessing someone sold it because it's got the Mark of the Beast. Yeah. And Main fans, you'll love that. But it's a promo, and for some reason it got put texture over it, but if you shine a light over it, it says promo not for sale, so, which the other ones, a couple of the other ones I've seen were promos, so I'm not sure if these were just released as a promo or what. Yeah, this thing has just barely been played. It's in beautiful shape. Take the across the outer, you can see the tracks on the back. And late 80s Dolly. This was a little successful in Australia, but I didn't think they'd put it on vinyl then, but there was still CBS was still doing it. Yeah, this is just barely used, no finger marks on it. On mine. This here was actually cleaned for a sonic cleaner. This thing is just beautiful. No wear in the middle spindle. It's CBS, excuse me. So that was the last vinyl that was made in Australia. So that ended Dolly's albums on vinyl here in Australia. Yes, they did do her Christmas album, Home for Christmas. That was made in the Netherlands. And then you had Eagle When She Flies, which you can get on vinyl. I need to get it, but I just haven't bothered at the moment. It's not an album I'm dying to get, but I might get it. I'll get it if it's... I want to get some other albums of her stuff first. But there's a few different vinyl releases, UK, Europe, Netherlands, I think there was Holland. There's, of course, there's a US one, which I believe that one, for vinyl-wise, was the last US of Dolly's studio albums, her solo stuff. Trio 2 got a release, but mainly talking about Dolly's albums, just her stuff. Eagle When She Flies was the last release. You did have a couple singles released off Still Hungry. I think it was Still Hungry. Or Hungry Again. Excuse me, that name escaped my mind. They did a few singles which I needed. I'm trying to look for. I'm trying to look for some of her other singles too, mainly on Monument Years. But those singles, they do pop up on eBay for $5-10. Honky Tonk Songs and Salt in My Tears, I believe, is the second one that's got a release. So that was it on vinyl. They were mainly for jukeboxes. But how many jukeboxes how many 45 jukeboxes were still running back then? Because back then they were switching to CDs, so I'm surprised. But that was it. They did release years later Sky is Blue, but of course, no, not Sky is Blue. It's The Grass is Blue. Grass is Blue. That got a record store day release, limited in the US. Oh, excuse me, like the tripod. And it was released pretty much, it just never got much of a release, and excuse me, I need to adjust this thing. It never got much of a release because it was just released in the US and Canada, and it goes for crazy money. It's insane. For one record, and I'm not paying $300 for it. I love the album. I'm not paying $300 for it, so either I find it cheap for a decent price, or it gets reissued. I'm not getting it. So they had that, which came out after this, but this came out before it. So this is 2014 Dolly Parton's Blue Smoke. This is the Music on Vinyl version. This is the 2019 Blue Smoke colored vinyl release. But they did do, back when it came out, this is the European pressing, all in black vinyl, just regular black. That's all it was, which I believe is superior to the American version, which I'm not sure who pressed it or made it, but Music on Vinyl, knowing them, they do really good pressing, so I recommend getting these Music on Vinyl releases. And this one I tracked down, I didn't care which version I got. This is the limited one, and this is number 902. This is a fantastic album. I recommend listening to it. It's just amazing. Here's your hype sticker. So they did do this. I'm not sure why they did this in 2019, years after this album came out. I'm not sure why, but Music on Vinyl were doing reissues of his stuff after this. So they did Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, Just Because I'm a Woman. They didn't do many. They only did a few. And then they stopped. And those were cut from digital. That's why I didn't want to get them, especially because now they're harder to find. I'm not paying that much for digital. And I heard they don't sound that good. This one surprisingly sounds really good. It doesn't have much compression as the CD and the digital and all the rest. There's a little bit there, but it's more dynamic in this pressing. But this uses the same stamper as the black. So it's just so you get the same sound, except it's on this Blue Smoke, which when you look at it, it looks like a black vinyl. But if I hold it in the camera, you got to really hold it up to the light. Yeah, it's a pain to see the color, but it's not the most obvious Blue Smoke, I think, for this one. Blue Smoke is supposed to be a little more smoky. But believe me, it is the Blue Smoke version. It sounds great. And it is better than the CD. It has a lyric sheet in there too. But I bought this secondhand because, again, these are going for crazy money. But someone in Melbourne had it for $40, so it's great I finally got that. And then we'll end it with her new album, Run, Rose, Run, which I listened to it, and it is a great pressing. It sounds really good. And like you saw, it's not the defective one where it was a different artist on side B. As you can see, that's the Rose. But you can see my unboxing of that in the Dolly Parton playlist. So, great album. I do like it. Yeah, bluegrass stuff, it's great she's doing a bluegrass again. Because she keeps saying that she loves bluegrass. So do it. Do more bluegrass if you're doing it, because I'll be crap if you don't like it. So, that's pretty much it. All my Dolly Parton stuff. Hopefully I'll get more, we'll see. It's just been very... Again, no one's having the stuff I want. They have all the usual stuff I've already got, or I've had, like Here You Come Again. So, I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be the Toolbox set. Yes. Oh, yes, the Toolbox set, Fear Inoculum. That's my next video, so stay tuned for that. I'll catch you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram, Vinyl Crow 98, Pinball Crow 98, and I'll catch you next time.